Welcome to the Golden Feather. Grab a pint, a plate, and pick your seats. Your hosts, Vertek and Chibi Bree, are back from their latest adventure.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Golden Feather. We are here today on the 12th of November. I got the date right today. And we have episode number 103, an MMO for vets and noobs, featuring our guest Z. How are you today, Z?
Hi guys, I am super tired, so my energy level is a little bit lacking.
These things happen. The other person here in the window here is another tired, sleepy person.
Yes.
This is Chibi Bree.
Hi. Sleepy also.
Did you just finger flutter?
Yes.
Okay.
Jazz hands.
I also like that I was on the intro, by the way. Thanks for that.
No problem.
Yeah. You're one of our defaults when we don't have somebody else. We put you on there. So we have lots of love for you. We get you on here all the time, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, Z's here every episode, you guys. All you gotta do is just be here for the opening intro.
Yeah, there we go.
Even when she's asleep and misses it, she's still here.
Still here, absolutely. So, yeah, for those who have not met you yet, seeing as how we got a couple people here, I don't recognize a few names. Give yourself a quick intro, please. Who are you? What do you do?
Hi guys, I'm Z. I am an Ashes of Creation moderator for the Discord, the Reddit, the forums. And that is about it. I'm just a nobody who mods chats.
Just a nobody. That's why we like having you on so often. We have nobodies on here all the time.
Yeah.
Two of us specifically here every episode.
Yep.
So, you know, we like our own.
Hello,
we like our own.
back. Welcome in.
Hi people in chats.
Yeah. Wow. For those of you who don't know, fun fact, Z doesn't like pizza. Feel free to ridicule her if you'd like it.
You mispronounce do.
Every time.
I mispronounce do.
Every time, because it's such a weird thing. I don't know anybody else who doesn't hates pizza. I know some people who they could do without it, but you legitimately hate pizza.
I actually really hate it, and I had to go to the shop today and buy Tom a pizza because he wanted pizza for tea, and I felt dirty buying it.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny. Is it the cheese? Revac wants to know.
I love cheese. And I love bread, and I love tomatoes. I just hate pizza. I don't know. I can't. I mean, I can describe it to you, but I feel like I've described it like 3,004 times now. Okay,
so you should have the perfect elevator pitch for it.
Okay, I'm going to do it quickly. The reason I don't like pizza is because it's like 80% dough, 10% tomato puree, and then 10% like topping. It's like nothing. It's just bread. If I wanted bread, I'd have a sandwich. No, I shouldn't try anything chippy. Don't try and sell me the pizza shit, okay? I don't like pizza.
Don't sell me your pizza garbage.
Every time I come on here, you're like, you should try this. No, Chippy. I don't want to try your pizza. I don't want to try a variation of pizza. I don't want to try a folded pizza. I don't want to try a pizza that's square. I don't want to try cauliflower pizza. I don't want to try the goddamn pizza, Chippy.
I do not like your pizza, Sam. I am.
Okay?
I'm so mad right now.
Stop trying to force things on me. I do not deal well with peer pressure.
I was gonna say you should try chocolate tacos.
No. Actually, they sound quite nice.
I've never had it, so I wanted to know how they tasted.
Oh my goodness. These people.
Stop pushing your agenda on me. No.
See what I have to deal with?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
And here we are. I'm already crying 10 minutes in.
So, one question I have for the two of you, Simi, is how we just got done with that charity stream and all that, and you both had some kind of a part to play in it. What was your favorite highlight out of the Minecraft section?
Oh man.
Because you were both there full time for that.
First.
No. I don't want to go first.
Oh god, my favorite highlight for me taking part, or for me rewatching the whole thing later on. because it's probably different from like experience the whole thing. The highlight, I don't know, the highlight's probably like seeing the actual thing built before it gets burnt down.
Yeah.
But then because I rewatched it, because I missed the entire stream basically, I don't know, watching people doing the sheep herding and just looking at other people's builds is kind of cool, because it is so hard. I don't know if you've ever tried to build anything in Minecraft without flying and having to gather it yourself in a 4-hour timeline. It's actually really tricky. It's harder than it looks. Like, I'm not saying I'm not a Minecraft player. Like, I build stuff in Creativerse and Minecraft, but it's always with creative mode on, because why would I do survival when I can fly and just not have to farm anything?
Yeah.
So it is really hard. So when you see people building cool stuff, you're like, oh, that's really good, and then it gets burnt down anyway. But yeah, that's probably my highlight, is seeing how people took the build and had to go at it.
Okay. I'd say my favorite is probably the sheep herding, and aside from that, the sheep was a complete mess. It was a complete shit show, wasn't it? Yeah, we only ended up with welcome in, Fangorn. Welcome to the tavern. We only had one completed building, and that one, like, they still managed to kind of have a building the entire time, even though it kept getting burnt down, which is ultimately why they ended up winning, because it was just like, you just somehow add perks. Also, you're literally the only building that's here. Yeah. Everything else is ruins. But yeah, the PvP went far beyond. I think my favorite part about last year was the surprise of PvP, and this year it was just, the whole thing was just PvP from start to finish.
It was.
We're like, oh, now that's being burned down, and oh, now that's being burned down.
And you're always building
the whole time.
You're building exhausted as well, because it is so exhausting.
Oh my gosh,
you have so much time pressure on. You don't want to let people down. You want to build something nice so it looks good, and you don't want to let your teammates down, so you're trying really hard for them. But like, you're really flagging, and then like, you've got people doing donating, which is lovely, and then you've got mine. You're like, oh my god, I've got like 15 stacks of wood on me, and like, your heart's pounding, because if you hit like a wrong block and the lava comes, you're like, oh my god, I've lost everything. But yeah, it is really, it's like anxiety inducing. It is really, I know it's only a game, but it is for charity, and people are watching, so you do feel the pressure. But it was really fun. It was fun.
I have to say, I don't know if you saw when you rewatched it, but I was totally rooting for you for PvP, and I was like, oh man, I was so wrong.
Oh yeah, I really appreciate that. Well, I just wanted to build, in all honesty. Last year we were the mean people that burnt Toast's house down. I thought this year we'll just build. We'll be good people. We'll be good people.
Little good beans, stay under the radar.
Yeah, I was rewatching it, right, and there's a part in there where I think I'd gone for a pee, and I was stood in some water, and we came back, and we had to mine down, and someone in chat put let Z drown for longer.
Oh no.
Oh god. Yes, I know. I chose the beginning of the Minecraft part as my nap time, and my nap time ended up, my alarm didn't wake me up, and so I slept through the whole thing, but I caught the beginning part. In the beginning part, I know I saw 2 teams doing some fun antics with their required penalties. Like, the one was supposed to dig straight down, but 2 of the people took their time to run over to stand above some obsidian and be like, oh no, what are we going to do? They should have been
disqualified right there. That's cheating.
And then the other team, when they had to do the sheep pen thing, they ended up killing like 3 of the sheep.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Well, to be fair, that wasn't really announced to them to not do that ahead of time until they started murdering sheep, and we're like, oh no, the sheep, and they're like, oh no, the sheep. So yeah,
it's okay. We'll just feed it. We'll make babies real quick, and
that was adorable though. I have to say that was so cute. Like, see, look, baby sheep, so fast. I was like,
that's how it happens in real life too, I've been told.
Yeah, it's true. With humans, it's storks, and with sheep, it's just you feed them grass. That's it.
And they grow really quick in different colours too.
How else do you think
Oh,
you get
man.
colored clothing?
Well, I never really thought about it until this minute, but now I realise that's how you get coloured clothing, yeah. I realise
Somebody
now.
spent a lot of time shearing a blue sheep for this shirt on me right now.
Oh dear.
It's true.
Why would you wear
But
a wool
anyway.
t-shirt?
I mean, it's actually very much not wool. It's a very
I
stretchy
know it's
shirt.
not. It would be really fucking itchy if it was wool.
Yeah.
I got this
So-
shirt for Swole Gym Times, and I've used it for Swole Gym Times like 3 times in the
Yeah.
past
Yay.
like 2 years. So now it's just my lounge around because it's a comfy shirt. But you know, that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So, Miss Chibi,
Yes.
thank you, D2. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you also for the sub 8 months. Holy moly. In a row at that.
Time to farm
Welcome
Z
back,
for
and thank-
easy PKs.
Oh.
She's a pacifist now. It's official.
Yeah, I mean,
Aww.
I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to build. Okay, I mean, I've lulled everyone into like a false sense of security here because people think that they can PvP me with no problem. But just wait, you wait and see.
Oh no, it's a fact. You heard it here first. If you see her in Castle Siege, all she's trying to do is make sure you're going through the door in a single file line. That's it.
Yeah.
Single
my
file.
gosh.
You might get in trouble if you don't go single file, but that's all she's doing. Just, you know, keeping it regulated and nice and orderly.
Yep. Exactly.
Except when she's not. But yeah. So Chibi,
Yes.
did you have any topic that popped out especially to you that you would like to chitty chat about?
I kind of did. Yeah, there's a few that I was super interested in. One of them was about social gameplay for Ashes of Creation. This comes from Reddit from Kasina. I think I said their name right. And they said that they're like playing Final Fantasy 14 and they really enjoyed more than World of Warcraft all of the different emotes, dances, the outfits and stuff like that. But this is a 2-part thing, is what is a social gameplay item that you wish would be in Ashes? And the part 2 is, and I actually just shared the link, if you check the first message or comment, which is from Nikras, the response from that is from Intrepid asking, what's an emote you've always wanted to see in a game? And so that's my part 2 question.
Oh, I've got. Okay, the second one's easy.
Yeah?
Yeah. What are you hitting
Okay,
at
where
me
does it go?
for? Middle finger. I'm out.
Okay.
At least do one of the, like, even without the finger, like, you know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you don't want to
or,
cross
you know,
that
like when
boundary
you
with the
raise your
game, at
arm,
least do that.
you know, when you raise your arm and you kind of slap your forearm with your other hand, like, like that aggressive fist raising. Yeah, one of them. Like you're mining and
There you
someone
go.
comes at you could just give them the fist.
Like the rasping.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
The first one, what item, like cosmetic thing? You mean
What social item, be it like
Oh.
it could be a cosmetic, it could also be like a dance or just some sort of social gameplay thing.
we could be really annoying, go with the choo-choo train from World of Warcraft, but just change it into something else, like a warrior sat on a motorbike or something. Choo-choo, choo-choo. Yeah,
Oh my
no.
gosh. You read my mind. I was
Yeah.
going to say exactly that. As annoying as it is, I do kind of miss the choo-choo.
But I also
As
like the
annoying as it
picnic
is.
basket that WoW had. WoW had a cool picnic basket that you could set up anywhere and sit and
Okay.
eat food with.
Now we're
know.
getting into ERP. No, Phoenix. No.
Social item. Boom, boom, boom. It opens up a dark door. Very dark door. But yeah, definitely some kind of social item that kind of has everybody else react to it, even if they don't have to
like
make an
reacts.
active something for it.
Yeah.
Chivalry scream for battles. There you go. There you go.
I like it. See, social item for me. I don't know. I really enjoy, I guess, yeah, emotes and the dances and stuff, but what specific emote that I would like to see would be like a shocked face, probably, or scared, one of those two.
Ooh. You know what?
Cool.
I just thought of that would be really cool and would totally be within the bounds of lore and like fantasy that they're trying to set. As a Vec, the Stargazer, it'd be really freaking cool if during the Vec storyline we could unlock a little telescope where we could go through and search the sky for different constellations or whatever and put different filters and magnifications on the telescope and drop it down and share it with everybody.
Oh, that'd
Let
be
people
cool.
take a look through and see what we came up with, what we found up there.
That's
Yeah, that'd be
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Stargazer,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
Little Stargazer
I like
item.
it.
So, quality assurance is with you. Wait. Yeah, the middle finger. What are we, 12? And then Nikras responded to Ashes with ideally the ability to combo emotes so that my friends and I could come up with some cool handshake that we do when we meet with each other.
Yeah.
I like
yeah,
the
that was
marriage-
I read that. I thought that was really
Go
neat.
ahead. Yeah. I'm going to upvote that actually.
Sounds
Yes. I am getting better as Golden Feather being on Reddit and responding to people. So kind of want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions for that. Revac says, I like the marriage rings from ESO. So you get married to a player you regularly play with, and you get X% of XP boost when wearing the ring and questing with that person. That's cute. That's
Yeah, I dig that.
adorable. Oh,
It's-
sorry. Other thing that I like that Final Fantasy did is the friend referral, where like if you play with your friends, something similar like that.
And like Dauntless does kind of the same thing. You can link up with somebody that you play with often. You can only have like 3 links, and when you play with them, you get a whole big boost to like a lot of stuff in the game, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing with a lot of people often, so I haven't had a chance to check it out. I don't know. It looked like it was a
Yeah.
good boost, and I like the idea.
That's cool.
Do 2 things. Phoenix
You
Fire.
just get 'em out for gaming.
Yeah.
You get a whole
Hey.
ceremony. You could video record that. And you have a whole video dedicated to yourself.
Seriously though.
You get
Not
invitations and all kinds of stuff.
Make that dark color. Boom. Oh, I didn't do it. No. Okay, sorry.
Uh-oh. What did you do or not do? Did you break something?
I'm trying to highlight the thing that we went over, but I think you made it a lighter color. I'm trying to make it a darker color.
Oh, yeah.
To be fair,
Just wanted to
a
make
mouse
it so
is
it was
pretty
still
cool.
readable.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Here you go. We'll meet in the middle.
Alrighty. But yeah.
Sorry.
See you.
Oh,
All
Thank
good.
you.
jeepers. Don't die.
I was going to try and warn you before, but everyone was talking. I was like, I could feel it coming, and I didn't have time to alt tab.
All good.
Ah,
Sure, been a couple of
So,
spinners. Oh yeah. So.
you being
So-
the healer, I think... Wait, Z, also, you're just pretty much like DPS, full bore, slay people person, right? You're not like
No.
big into the healy or the tanky thing?
I'm actually a healer.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah, I am. I just enjoy healing more than anything else. I don't mind DPSing. I DPSed for like 9 years in WoW, but I
Weren't
kinda
you the
wanna
one
play
that was
cleric.
saying that like you were healing with your partner, but
Yes.
that's also why you guys don't play much anymore or something like
We
that?
don't play anything together since Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah.
You know what? That's right. I remember that story now.
Yep.
One of the
No, it's
greatest,
okay, my
also most
paladin.
terrible stories I've heard as far as healing tank pair duo.
I
Totally
mean,
most
I would have
amazing and
taken his
terrible at the same time.
feedback. You know, I would have listened if he'd have actually played a healer, and had I not been the last healer alive and done the most healing. But you know,
Fair enough.
but yeah,
Well,
I
on
normally
this
play a
topic-
healer.
May touch on you as well. There was a post on Reddit talking about healing in WoW is really enjoyable. Saying they don't necessarily want Ashes to be like WoW, but they think WoW hit the right buttons with a lot of their healing setup, as far as compared to a lot of other MMOs. How do you feel about that, and like, what do you think are some of the biggest points that should be brought over from any other game over to Ashes when it comes to healing? Or avoided, for that matter. The biggest things to be avoided.
Oh, these are hard questions.
Well, hey, while you think, I could say from a tanking perspective, I know as far as a tank goes, like, I need to be able to maintain threat, but it also needs to actually be an effort.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to just hit 3 buttons and I have aggro and I can just kind of toy around and do whatever. I need to have some kind of a fight for it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
On that same note, not having much threat at all and having to do a whole lot to get it is just as annoying, I think.
With healing, something that's really annoying is if it's just going all the time, even if you're using the correct healing spells. So like if they're only healed, you need a little bit of healing, you use your small spell. If they're really damaged, then you use your big spell. And if you just go so quickly, that is, you've used a pop and any mana cooldowns. Mana regeneration really needs to be top notch, I think.
Yeah.
To actually feel useful. Otherwise, you run out of mana and you're literally useless.
Yeah, so. I remember in WoW I used to look up like the best items for mana conservation, and I would look up all of the guides on like how to heal without constantly going and yeah. Hey Dante.
I mean,
welcome in.
I don't know about all that, but yeah, hi Dante. But when Cataclysm came around, that's when I started my journey into doing healing. I hadn't really done healing before that. And everybody started going on about how it was impossible to heal now, and it's so difficult. You can't be a resto druid because it's so terrible and hard to do this and that, and you run out of mana. And I mean, I found I ran out of mana once in a while, but when I did, I wasn't useless. I was able to stand in the middle of the raid and do a really slick dance that entertained people, and it made them happy. Yeah. So I was still useful.
Yeah, as long as there's enough cooldowns to get mana back or mana regen, or heroes aren't extortionately priced for mana. I just hope it's all balanced. So, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, for me, I think I haven't really healed a whole lot in too many other games. I did enjoy Final Fantasy XIV's White Mage healing. I do think I kind of go for like the typical cleric heal, because I feel like White Mage is very close to a cleric as well. But I think important factors for me as a healer are efficient mana usage, which obviously comes with understanding your skills, but also having the right tools that give you the right amount of mana back at the right rate, instead of having to try to figure out how to get all of that mana back or like conserve. That does tie into interesting strategy, because then you have to be like, okay, well, I should only use this one big heal when things are dire, because it's going to cost a lot of mana, but I could do a lot of smaller heals on people to keep things up. But then I think that kind of comes down to your style of healing. Are you Resto Druid with the AoEs for days, or are you Holy Priest with single target heals? And I feel like that's something that I'm interested in exploring with Ashes of Creation, and seeing how the different archetypes affect the healing. And I could almost imagine Cleric Summoner being like the Scholar in Final Fantasy, where you can heal with pets and stuff like that, possibly. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how this goes.
Have a little pet running around and tossing out baby heals.
Yeah, little hots. No, 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 no.
Yeah, I know.
One thing I really liked. Oh, sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say the two biggest things that I always see that games can do right or very wrong is, for one, you need to have a good variety of healing styles available. You need to be able to have some people really like playing that, you know, the big heal or the shield heal or the true straight healer and barely any damage output, and others like to do the trickly hots and stuff like that. So having a good variety, but also to expand on what you were saying about going out of mana, I personally don't care when I play a healer if I go out of mana really fast, as long as it has a mechanic to build it back up actively.
Yeah.
Like I can actively do something to build it back up.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I was hinting towards with like a reasonable rate of getting mana back, be it food or something else. Dante says the trick to being a good healer is hanging around the good tanks with DDs who don't need heals in the first place. That way you can almost never do anything wrong and everybody will assume you're the best healer because nobody complains about your heals. But Z, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was going to say something along those lines, actually. So in Wrath, paladins used to get like a judgment of mana. So basically there was a couple of judgments, and one was judgment of light and one was judgment of mana, or wisdom maybe. And if you hit a mob with that and then hit them with your melee weapon, you used to regen mana back that way. So you could go but then you could then go and smack the boss with your judgment and then go smack him with your mace and you'd regen, which was nice.
Yeah, and I like that because, I mean, Ashes is what? The whole give and take. So you got to take life to give life. And so having something like that where you can re-up your mana by attacking things, I think that really ties into that a lot, because then you're kind of sapping mana from them to then be able to use that mana to heal somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever played the monk on WoW, but there was at one point, I guess they got rid of it now, but there was the healing spec where you could actually do half fighting and half healing.
Mistweaver?
And I had a blast with that. What was it?
Wait, did they get rid of Mistweaver?
Fistweaver?
Fistweaver. Okay.
Yeah, because they had the Mistweaver is still there, but they got rid of. There was one way of healing where you would get up close and you would fight, and then you had like a burst that you had to build up to while fighting, and it would heal everybody. But half of your rotation was actually you had to go through and do some damage.
Yeah. I never played them, but yeah.
Yeah, so had that as well. You had you regained mana by doing heavy attacks, which was a good mechanic to have. Yeah, I haven't really played ESO. Honestly, I will say most of my MMO history has been World of Warcraft and then Final Fantasy XIV, with like hints and pushes of other MMOs spread out, like occasionally. So those are the two things I have to pull off of. Although I haven't really played an MMO in a while, and I kind of miss them. But I'm kind of scared to get into something while waiting for Ashes. So.
Yeah, kind of same. But there's plenty of time killers out there.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But here you go. Here's something we could almost even start a poll on in the chat if there's folks that like to click on poll stuff.
Oh, well, I love giving people polls, so hit it.
Yeah, the one that you found about would you rather reside in a freehold or an apartment? Now, I know the disclaimer on this is, they've already said you can have a freehold and an apartment, and I think you can even also have the actual house in a town as well, so you could have all three. But if you had to
choose one.
Yeah, if you had to choose one, freehold or an apartment.
I'm gonna put this up for 5 minutes and starting poll. Throther, welcome in. Nice to see you back. Let's see, freehold or an apartment. Probably apartment to start, so I can save up my gold to get a house somewhere out of the city, ideally.
Yeah, I think for me, if I had to choose one or the other, I would probably go apartment just because it would be more convenient and in town.
Mhm.
And in theory, I'd still be able to do some decoration, but I'm also not like full tilt decorator, so having a freehold, I wouldn't feel overwhelmed or sad because I'm not doing full upgrades on everything and making
Yeah.
it look spectacular.
That's fair.
Freehold.
Freehold?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Why
of
do
the
you choose
opposite of what I
freehold?
said, I'm sure.
No, I don't know. I think it's because we've seen videos on freeholds and almost like, oh, they've got a pond and oh, they've got like a little farm and oh, there's a picture of Stephen on the mantelpiece with the sandal next to it. And I made that freehold out of clay, and I think I'm just really passionate about freeholds. I just think they sound adorable. I want a freehold.
Brother says,
Yeah,
I'd really
yeah.
like to get one of the first permanent houses in the 3rd level node and see if I can watch it grow up inside of a 6th level node.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Hey,
opposed to
Cascu.
either.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think there's a whole lot of fun stuff to be had on the freeholds, especially if some of it can be actually functional to do stuff for you. Like you can have gardens, if you can actually, grow herbs that you can use in crafting potions and stuff, that'd be great. You
Yeah,
get your little
definitely.
smithy going and be able to craft from it and stuff like that. Not sure if you'd be able to do the same thing in an apartment in town.
I
No,
guess
without
that
your
remains to be
neighbours
seen.
complaining.
Yeah, without the neighbors complaining.
Brother said I'd like a freehold because I can build stations to do things, so I don't always have to go back to town to process or craft, etc. It's a good point. Good point.
My upstairs neighbor and my next door neighbor built between them. They crafted 473 swords last night. Do you know what that does
Yeah.
to your sleep schedule? You don't get any.
Yep.
Your neighbors
Exactly.
are worried because you're growing plants.
Plants. Pom pom pom.
But I know that eventually Vertec and I plan to try to get a freehold somewhere so that we can make the golden feather.
Yeah, it's gonna
We've
be
been
at
like
least one
looking at
golden feather,
every,
if
yeah.
not two.
if not two. We've been looking at every cosmetic pack, being like, golden feather? No, maybe not.
Golden feather or nah. So
Yeah.
far I've gotten, I want to say 3 or 4 of them that I think would make a good golden feather in
Ooh.
different circumstances, like different biomes or different seasons.
Yeah. That actually reminds me, I don't think I grabbed it here because it seemed a little too parting, but it just comes out super perfect though. Somebody was asking on Reddit what people thought of limiting cosmetic usages to specific biomes.
No.
I am not a fan.
Me
'cause
neither.
I bumped
not a
into that
fan
one
either.
too.
Yeah.
Let people use them wherever they want. They paid the money for them. They supported the developers. Just let
Yeah.
them use whatever they want to use, wherever they want to use them,
I
personally.
agree. I'm just
Yeah, I mean,
saying, as
even-
I'm going through lava, I want a bright pink house made of cherry blossoms, okay?
Yeah, right. Well, one of my big things, like, if you mean cosmetics on the people, because I didn't catch if it was limited to that or not.
I did not fully read into it because it was one of those I'm not interested in this conversation because I disagree. But
Yeah,
I didn't fully
yeah.
read what they were asking. It was just on the topic of that in general. Can you relocate a freehold? That's a good question. Raw radish.
From
I'm
what
not
I
sure.
recall, I would say yes, you can. Don't
But it's
quote me
probably
on that.
definitely gonna
I just
cost
recall
it.
the last thing I remember about it was yes, you can grab it, you can take it and move it in the same way that you would get, if it's destroyed, you'd get like a box and you can reinstall it somewhere else. You kind of pack up your freehold into a little box and you put it on a caravan and cruise around.
Man, I was at work last night and they had a siege. And now my home is gone.
Oh, can
It's
you imagine?
gone.
Right? Freehold.
Yeah.
5-2.
See, I chose the correct one. The more popular
What?
choice.
The
I'm
one
gonna choose
online?
as us freehold.
Yeah,
Whoa,
you need to
that
build the
one won
building
too.
again with resources. Yeah, I think you're right there, Cash. It's gonna take resources to rebuild, but you can at least relocate if you want to. Yeah, the poll that was on Reddit also came up freehold.
85% to 15%. So 23 people out of 155 said apartment.
132 were like freehold, no doubt, doing freehold.
I don't know if it's because the fact that, I don't know, apartments kind of feel like it's not yours, you're a part of a building. Like other people live there, whereas the freehold is 100% yours. You know, you don't have to share it with anyone. Whereas I know it's just the name of it, but
I mean, it's just like real life.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like apartments like that.
Yeah. See, I'm one of those people though that I really like housing systems, mainly because I like seeing what other people do with them. But my decorational skills and style and effort I ever put in, I basically have a perpetual bachelor pad where I find really cool stuff and I get these really neat awards and drops from monsters that I can show off and be like, yeah, I did this awesome thing, and I just go into my housing and I make it as big as I can and I sit it in a corner and cool. Done. Save.
Meanwhile, IRL, I'm like, hey, I can decorate for like X holiday, and he's like, only if you're decorating, it's not me.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not
I forever have the bachelor pad.
Oh man.
Sorry. Should have seen my my WildStar housing plot. It was.
I saw that for like 2 seconds before WildStar died.
Yeah. It was a jumble of literally like any rare or legendary or hard to get treasure or achievement that gave me a displayable thing. I found a weird way to put it in there. Like there was almost like the Golden Globes and the Emmys, how there's a little award thing with something on top. There was a little spaceship on top, and I actually took that and sunk it into the ground where just the spaceship was sticking out.
That's awesome.
And I had it looking like there was a spaceship that crashed on my property instead of showing off the whole trophy.
Oh, nice.
But hey, it was there. And it was just kind of ramshackle, just dropped in a corner. Totally out of place, but whatever.
Oh, that would drive me insane.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not terribly attached to a freehold idea when it comes to if I had to choose between the two.
I think I really just care about views. How's it look?
Yeah. But then again, that being said, since we don't have to choose, I'm happy because I do want a freehold so I can do things with it if I wanted to.
Yeah. My WildStar home was just a stairwell to go to the highest point of my housing pit. Wasn't really a home. Aw. Plot. I think that's supposed to be plot. I'm just wondering what the upkeep would be like on a freehold. Yeah, it's good questions.
Yeah, if you gotta keep up with things or they start deteriorating or whatever.
So, I don't think Vertek mentioned the name of our podcast episode today, but we decided to call it an MMO for vets and noobs. And
yay!
Part of that is
because...
because...
Which one are you guys? Before you say anything else, which one are you? Vet or noob?
I mean... I feel like it'd be somewhere in the middle, because, let's see. Giving away, like, ages specifically. I've been playing at least for 10 years video games, mainly in the MMO space, because I like it, but,
I'm not even going to say how long I've been playing for.
Me neither.
I'll just say, since we're on the topic of housing. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I'll just say, since we're talking about housing, I'll just say that Ultima Online had this thing where if you didn't log in and visit your house every like 30 days, it would just be destroyed.
Harsh.
Yeah, it was just gone.
Yeah.
Where I was going with that was that Northern Silverbird is, somebody says, I've never played an MMORPG, and Ashes of Creation is the first I haven't been immediately overwhelmed by. Then it's kind of more of a discussion talking about just enjoying D&D, Lord of the Rings, Dragon Age, fantasy stuff like that, and basically they're talking about like how World of Warcraft has like a mess of a UI, although that really depends on whose screenshot you're looking at, because you could be using things like LVUI, stuff like that. So it really depends on that stuff. But I think it's kind of nice, because for me, I was overwhelmed just by the sheer amount of information. But the game in general, I think, isn't really as overwhelming.
Yeah, I think all the Ashes info is only overwhelming if you care about all the details of the game, and you're just approaching it and trying to absorb everything all at once, and you want to know all the details about everything.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, cool, it's going to have some cool features, and you don't really care about the fine, minute details about it, then yeah, it's totally an easy to approach game. I mean, it sounds like they're trying to balance it for everyone, so.
Mm-hmm. And I really like Grey Pelt quoted him saying, "I'm not sure if posts like these are allowed here. Very allowed," is the response. Oh.
It's funny because when I first joined the community, I was like, oh my god, I need to consume as much information as humanly possible. And all that information that I actually learned, I have completely forgotten. So I just feel like, yeah, anything that is of importance, they will do a blog post on. They will do a blog post on apartments. They will do a blog post on freeholds. They will do nodes 1, 2, 3, 4. They will do everything again. It will all be redone. If the game's not out yet, everything that I need to know will come out in blog form at some point. I'm pretty sure.
What's it like grandparents say all the time? I've forgotten more about that than you'll ever know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And see, honestly, I blame Lex. He made a great little wiki, and you can always just hop right over there and find all the info, and you never have to remember anything. You just need to go there.
Exactly.
Just visit. And then you'll know.
If it's up, there you go. There's the wiki for those of you that are new. But Northern Silverbird kind of finishes out their post saying, not to be cheesy here, but the development update I watched honestly changed my life. I've been considering getting into 3D modeling and become a 3D environment artist in the gaming industry. So maybe in the future. Yeah, isn't that cute? Seeing the talent showcased within inspired me to chase this dream. I want to inspire people like Intrepid has inspired me. I want to create things that make people excited to pour themselves into a game and really feel like they're traveling through all sorts of different lands, meeting all kinds of different creatures, friends, and foes. Seriously, I believe this game is something truly special. I can't wait until it's released. That's so sweet.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Adorable. I like it.
It's adorable. But yeah, I mean, Ashes was special from the beginning for me. Just the way that they were when I first saw them.
And hey, speaking of knowing all the things, maybe you'll know this off the top of your head. See, Raw Radish said, pity the skins don't alter the internal layout of a building. Love to live in a lighthouse, at least for a day. Do you recall if they ever said if it will or will not, like, truly alter the interior?
I don't think it does it? But I don't think that, have they ever said? I'm not sure. I don't want to give out false information. I'm going to go with, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
I'm not sure.
I would think it would alter it to a certain degree, but yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I don't know, so I don't want to say
that
yay or nay
sounds
for
like
sure.
a great question to go in the questions for Intrepid or for Steven. Which we have on our Discord.
We do have a thing in Discord for that.
And seeing what I can do about possibly getting somebody from Intrepid on soon, like maybe New Year's, like fresh into the new year.
Yeah, I was going to say probably after all the holiday season's wrapped up.
Yeah. I hope it alters the inside. Yeah. I mean, it would make sense too, but they haven't really shown the inside. That's not to say that they can't. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
That's fair. Well,
sorry.
More things on not really being sure of. Somebody asked on Reddit if all the mounts are actually part of the ecology game world. And Intrepid released a little bit of a blurb, so just kind of reiterating, saying, indeed, all the variants of monsters you may come across in your adventures on Vera. For example, you may have noticed some variations of the Cursed Charger and the Scale Runner as mobs that players fought during Alpha 1.
Yep.
In addition, each mount that gets shared has a corresponding lore piece that goes along with it, which gives you more flavor and insight into the world of Vera. You can see these both on our news post and the items themselves. But yeah, I thought that was really, really cool, because I feel like coming from WoW, where it's like, yeah, it's a celestial steed, it's really pretty, and the end, you know.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it, that they give a little blurb about things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. Just in case you guys were not aware, never know who's new and is lurking. But yeah, even if you don't get it, you're probably going to see a variation of it in the world. And I know that's going to haunt me for most of the gameplay for all of the mounts that I've missed out on.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But even Stuffertons, which people were very upset about, but there's, a valid reason for that.
Yeah.
It's like a stuffed bear with little stuffing falling out of it, but it's a mount.
It is.
Grey Pulp mentioned the possibility of seeing it in the world as an evil villain's mount. Can you just imagine an evil villain riding a skeleton?
Oh, that'd be my mount of choice if I was an evil villain too.
I was just gonna say, make everyone underestimate you, and get a little chuckle yourself.
Yeah.
Start every day, start every crusade off right. There we go.
But yeah, lots of interesting stuff. I do know that there are actually recently there's also been some renditions of cosmetics that people didn't like so much after they got rendered too. But I think for the most part, we usually feel really bad for not getting something because it looks super amazing. But from what I've gathered, when they don't like how it turned out, it's not because it didn't turn out amazing. It just didn't turn out exactly in the way that they had envisioned it turning out.
Yes, I know what you mean. I see what you're saying.
Picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, I get you.
There's a tricks.
Hello.
I need to get this month's cosmetics actually, because I cannot miss out on that thick lizard.
And yeah, as Raw Radish mentions right there, the next dev update stream is earlier than normal, and I do believe, I could be wrong, I'm not at the office or anything, I don't work there, but I'm believing it's because of Thanksgiving.
Yes, I would imagine so as well.
They're one of the few studios that does amazing things as far as making sure people have time off for all the stuff and they're not burning themselves out. So I would imagine they probably gave most of the week off to people to go do family stuff.
I do realize that, people outside of the US probably don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So yeah, just a friendly reminder. I believe we will also be gone for that week, Thanksgiving. Because
the
family,
26th we will not be here. We will be traveling to see family.
Yes.
Nice.
Trying to think of what else I was gonna say. New topic. Oh, Vertec, you've been playing Lost Ark a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. I got a good 2-hour taste of it.
Yeah.
And there was a post, someone was bringing up Lost Ark as a story of caution to doing any kind of action combat. And they brought up this, I'll go ahead and get this thing set up to share here. It should be just about the same size as this over here.
Thanksgiving, that means Black Friday soon. Yeah, exactly. We're not going to be here Black Friday. We're going to be traveling many, many hours from one state to another on Black Friday.
Yeah, so take me just a moment to get this image in there, just so people can kind of see what they're talking about. But basically the idea is that every skill has AoE on it. And,
Oh yeah, I saw this. Yep.
Yeah.
They think that's a bad thing?
Do I think it's a bad thing?
Oh no, they think it's a bad thing.
They think it's a bad thing.
But
I was gonna say while he's getting that
it's
up.
a different kind of game in general.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Cash. While he's getting that up,
Excuse me?
Ra, you were saying that you had a question that we didn't know the answer to. Here is the Q&A submission for the 19th live stream. So make sure to pop your question there, and if they see it and it, I believe, has not been answered before, they might actually answer it, because I know that we like to. Yes, I am getting the joke that you guys are all making right now. I am choosing to ignore it. But
she just doesn't get it.
Nope. She just carried on talking and I made her funny.
I choose to be above this, and that's to your level.
Why do you guys keep inviting me on?
I keep inviting you on because of situations like this. Exactly. But yeah, this right
he
here.
invites you on because he hates me.
No. Never.
Wow.
Jeepers. Jeepers, jeepers.
I wish I wasn't
Don't be
quite so
sad.
tired. Then my energy level wouldn't be quite so low. But I'm trying. I'm trying.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Threther, that's basically where I'm at as well. It might make it a little bit hard to balance, and I can get to that here in a moment. One of the biggest reasons why. But yeah, they're upset that there's, you know, an AoE with this and an AoE with that and an AoE with this one and that one and that one. But some of these AoEs are like blesses the entire party with less damage done, and this is a healing class. It looks like, because it's got holy protection and heavenly blessings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, drops, launches foes in the air and swings around you as a slash. I mean, that's exactly literally action combat. You swing around a sword in a circle or in a direction, and you hit things.
Yep. You do.
I mean, it's not necessarily a giant negative thing.
I personally like AoEs because I know that something is being done while I'm focusing on other things, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. And it means healers don't get attacked so much because the DPS have already slightly touched some of the stuff anyway, because they're AoEing rather than you getting healer aggro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's also, I mean, there's another thing to be said for it. Like, for one, this argument, like comparing a game like Lost Ark, which in case nobody has played it, it's similar in style to Diablo. Doesn't quite play the same. I think the controls are a lot more awkward, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But it's basically like a Diablo. It's a fun one. It's a fun one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Should get you in there for a game or two. But it is. Sorry.
I do know I had the chance to play. I think it just lost my attention because I really love the ability to customize my characters. And from what I saw, you didn't really have that ability. You had a character and you can customize what they're wearing, but not like their look, their race, all of that other stuff.
Yeah, I think if I recall correctly with Diablo, I don't remember the character creator very much, and I think that's probably because of that. You just kind of pick a class and that's what you are, and that's it. And then you just go through killing stuff. The end.
Yeah, that's fair.
The end.
Oh, Threther, good point. I'm gonna put a pin in your point. I like your point.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good one, but I mean, these types of games though, like the Diablo type things, they're all about smashing through a lot of enemies, swarms of them, feeling powerful, upgrading your gear super fast, getting more gear, and going and smashing bigger hordes of more scary enemies. Like that's the whole shtick to those. is you're a super awesome, mega powerful person that's going through and just slaying armies at a time. So literally they're built around doing AoE, like doing a single target skill as your main everything just doesn't make sense for those. Not at all.
Not at all.
If you don't mind me jumping topics similar,
go for it.
We found actually today at the same time, weirdly enough, he was taking care of business with his face. I was over here getting stuff together. We both found Tierson Bane, and one of the things that Tierson has in one of his videos is that he's worried about the passives as of July 14th, 2021. I don't know. I didn't look to see if there's a more updated viewpoint on this, but he's worried about the passives for the tree making for combat systems, causing the different combat systems being too similar, which is exactly kind of what Throther was trying to say, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, to kind of touch on...
Built in Diablo, I buff my party with defenses and plus damage.
Yeah, to kind of touch on both of those, real quick to wrap up what I was... The idea I was gonna respond to before was one of the biggest, I think, valid points to maybe avoid doing full tilt action combat in MMOs is because it can invalidate a boss encounter. Raid bosses become kind of meaningless if they can't roll a die to hit you, and it be based on the RNG that the thing can be built around. If you can negate all damage by dodging out of the way, then, you know, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
But the counter argument to that is WildStar. There were so many complaints about dungeons and raids being impossible to beat, and they were so incredibly difficult, and people left because they could not beat them. But it was mostly action combat with telegraphs on the ground showing you where the attacks were going to show up within 2 seconds. But
yeah, I did play WildStar, to be fair.
You say you didn't?
I did.
Yeah,
I did
so
play.
you probably know what I'm talking about there then.
I remember.
They were crazy difficult until you got really well geared and really well practiced, and most importantly, but they literally telegraphed on the ground where all the attacks are going to be, and you had time to dodge out of it. But it's just, could you? But yeah, that being said, that's why apparently people say BDO is never going to have quality raid encounters, because it's harder to build around them.
I've only played BDO a little bit. I don't really know a whole lot to really speak on that.
I never played it.
It's also a fun one, but it's a niche feel. It's one of those you're gonna either like it or not. It's pretty polarizing, really. Yeah.
I'm also, by the way, that link chat is for Tierson's video about the skill passives. I didn't see much of the passives during Alpha 1, but from what I did see, they seemed like placeholders. They are, yes. Very generic. Also, same across all classes. Yeah, at that time. I believe you were about to talk on that.
I was just going to say exactly the same thing. They were placeholders because I had the exact same comment and the exact same view that he did in his video.
Hello, Tears.
Except, yeah, hey, welcome to the show.
Hi.
We were just talking about you, sir.
And he appears.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. I actually watched one of his videos today as well, besides just that one. But yeah, they were placeholders because I had the exact same thoughts. Like, that's going to be terrible if that's the thing. I think we even talked about it on the show here. And then the very next time we jumped into Alpha, it was like, meh.
Yeah.
They changed it. I'm okay. That opinion isn't valid now.
The Cleric had different ones though, did they not? Because there was all healing based ones.
Yeah, the first time they showed it, and the first time it was visible on screen and all that, they were the same, like, across the board for everybody. Yeah. But when people got into the alpha to test it, and it actually appeared in there in an update, then it was all different. And it wasn't like vastly different, but it was different enough to signal, yeah, they're making different trees for everybody. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Give it
but
time.
also, yeah, I believe Stephen mentioned something like this on maybe BCGs about the, or maybe Simmers. I just know it's like after Alpha 1, he was talking with somebody about the changes in the secondaries happening. So before Alpha 2. So yeah, definitely very, very placeholder. But that is exactly what Alpha 1 is all about, placeholder. So,
Yeah, since we have Tiersten in here, like the other video I watched earlier today was actually his video about how over-enchanting might break Ashes of Creation. That was actually a concern that I have as well.
That's actually something that like we both ended up watching without realizing the other was watching.
I mean, I don't necessarily have that as much fear that it's going to break Ashes, so much as I think it's going to definitely leave a bad taste in some people's mouth if it's done in a certain way. If they do it in a certain other way or a certain flair to it, then I think most people can be okay with it, as long as it's presented as a different system that's high risk. Like, it needs to be like, this is something you do if you're okay with taking a high risk, but it's not for everybody and it's not required in order to make damage output for raids or anything. It's just, if you want to be mega because you spend 9,000 hours a week playing, feel free, be my guest. It's right there. Break your stuff all you want. Yeah. But the average person should probably just not do that.
And the video I just linked is the video that he was talking about, I believe. So, yeah, it's right. Interesting. I know it's something that a lot of us are wanting to know more information about and curious about how that's going to play out. Unfortunately, only time will tell. Alpha 2 is going to have all the primary archetypes. What are your testing preferences going to be? Test the archetypes you want to play first, the archetypes interested you the least. So I will not be playing anything that I'm not interested in playing later, because I already have very limited time being able to test and play. So if I'm going to test and play something, I'm going to test and play something that I'm interested in. That being said, I also have Vertec, who is in the same household as me, and I can ask him how he thought of the tank archetypes or whatever else he wanted to test.
Yeah, basically I'm going to be testing all of the tank stuff, and whatever healer stuff she doesn't get around to testing, I'm going to test, because I need to know what my healers can do and how they can do it, which healers are stronger with what. And then after that, I'll be testing out some DPS stuff, just to see, are they lying when they say they can't help but take threat when they do this or that or the other?
Yeah.
Or do they just want to blow all of their potions in one fell swoop and steal the entire dragon and kill the raid? I need to know that.
What about Easy?
I haven't decided yet. I kind of want to test everything, even though I know I want to play healing. But then I want to test healing. But then what if I don't like the healing? And then that's going to be disappointing, because I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't like healing. I'll have to play a DPS. So I don't know. I haven't decided. I will test out the class that I want to play, but I don't know if it will be the first or the last thing that I do. I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Yeah, I think one of my initial plans back in 2017 when I first found Ashes wasn't to have a podcast, but it was to talk about healing stuff, because I'm super into healing. My whole goal with Alpha 2, if they have all of the archetypes out and they're doing the primary, secondary working properly, I want to see how they differ from each other and which ones feel more comfortable to me. And that's gonna be my priority with Alpha 2 is getting an idea of that. And then from there, going into Beta 1 is testing the differences on it and seeing the differences. Have they changed? If they have changed, are they better? Are they worse? How do I feel about it now? Things like that. But then I also know that I would like to do some sort of DPS, but I also like the support role. So I'd probably do something Bard related as a secondary option, because I like helping out the party. I may not have the highest DPS, but I can certainly help you have the highest DPS.
Yeah.
Or, take less damage, either way.
I am 1000% going to be trying every tank combination, including Bard tank and Mage tank are two of the ones I really, really want to try. But yeah, no, personally I'm gonna be testing mostly on the things that I have the most experience with, just because I'll be able to share more of an idea on what's broken with that. So
Yeah.
whereas, if I were to jump on a mage, I wouldn't be able to tell you how it compares to another game's mage, because I have rarely played mage.
Yeah, me
Usually
neither.
on accident.
Vertec likes tank mage too. Yeah.
But yeah, the idea of mage tank just sounds neat, or tank mage as well. Just sounds interesting. I think mainly
Tank
just because
primary
I just
with
said I haven't really played mage much, so
Interesting to see how it goes, for sure.
But I think we're only looking at primary archetypes instead of getting the secondaries in there, though, for the Alpha 2 anyway.
Yeah, that's, I believe what I heard, but yeah. Also, Tierson, I saw your comment about McDonald's. I hope your McDonald's is going well.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah, make these Wi-Fi about as good as their burgers.
Right. I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit. Let's talk about the lore drop from last week and the fact that Maggie was doing some really awesome voiceover acting for that.
I haven't actually seen these yet.
I have 1 through 3 right here.
Definitely check them out.
I need to. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. Like I say, I started, but obviously I've been at work since the actual stream. So
I specifically am not showing them on the stream just because people need to actually watch it and listen to it unfold with the voice acting, because it's great stuff.
Yes. And that is in order. So the first link is part 1, second link part 2, etc. So yeah.
Perfection.
I really loved it. And then the only other bit of news is the dev discussion. So, do you prefer to set up your UI very minimally, cover your screen with as much information as you possibly can, or something in between? What UI information is absolutely essential to you?
Oof. You see, there's a reason.
Yeah,
there's a reason I like to get the biggest, most high resolution monitor possible, because I need lots of stuff on the screen. For the most part, like when I'm actually doing combat. Outside of combat, I couldn't care. Like it could be super minimal and I'm fine. Like clear almost the entire screen. If there's a trigger where as soon as I go into combat, it could present the entire combat UI, like get all of my stuff there, then perfect.
Yeah, I mean, as a healer, the only thing I actually need is party frames. Technically,
okay.
With the amount of health lost, I need to be able to see how much health they have lost, either percentage or by the 1,000. I need to be able to see, because I need to be able to figure out how much, if I'm doing a big heal or a little heal, because it may not look like they're taking much damage, but they may have lost 5k, which is more than a big heal would do. So as long as the party frames are are really there, and I can see how, I like to see how much mana the other healers have as well. So I like to see their resource bars, but I'd like to see threat as a healer, but not always an issue, because usually tanks get threat pretty quickly. But I don't actually need anything else. But
well, before I answer, Threather says minimally, minimap, health, mana bars, damage, healing numbers, skills, and cooldowns. That is what I need, and I need to be able to move them out of the way. And Tierson says Final Fantasy XIV has the best UI management they've experienced. I know that Ashes is intending to not have you use a third party like LVUI, but to be able to adjust your UI for the way that you would like it. Personally, for me, I think being able to know like cooldowns, having some sort of visual indicator, because my My favorite thing with World of Warcraft is all the add-ons that I could get with also LVUI, because then I could put all of the important stuff towards the middle of the screen so that I'm focused, I'm able to see through. Like when you're driving, right? You have your rearview mirror here, so you can just glance while you're driving without having to look super far away from where all the action is going. Hello, Illicit, welcome in. Welcome to the tavern. I like being able to have as much stuff where I need it to be, so I can also pay attention to like what's going on with the fight, pay attention to any boss mechanics happening, pay attention to people's healths, pay attention to my cooldown, so I can able to tell the other healers like when my cooldown is almost up, things like that. And I think I just ultimately would like to see something super in the middle, I guess. Not overly cluttered, not overly minimalistic, but something that I can move around and adjust how I want to see it. And then of course, like your usual, like, I don't feel like I'm healing, but at least I can see like my specific healing. Like it would be nice to see just my healing and not somebody else's healing, because then I'm not getting confused by like what numbers I'm doing, but then can just chat with another healer of like, yeah, I'm doing this and that, and this is the type of healing I'm getting out of it. What about you? Stuff like that. Sorry, I spoke a lot.
Okay, Steven.
I think, yeah, I'm kind of the same boat when it comes to a few things you both have said. Like, like I said, when it comes to a tank, like, I guess that's the perspective of when I'm tanking. I need to have all the information about the entire battlefield. Like, I need my healer's mana, I need my DPS's mana, I need everybody's health needs to be there so I can see what's going on, and I can call shots if need be. But if nothing else, I know that I need to face a boss this way or that way. I need to say hello to wood chips, so I need a sign on the screen that says the wood chips here. Hello, sir. Thank you for stopping by.
Wood chip, where have you been? Where have you been?
They've been popping up more often, actually.
Yeah, Chippy's
really
coming
nice
around
to
a lot more
have.
often lately. I like it.
Yeah. Happy to have Chippy back in stream more often.
But yeah, when it comes to doing the Healy thing, I could definitely deal with a little bit less information on the screen. And when it comes to DPSing, I really need almost nothing on the screen. I would, and this is where I have a sore point, one might say. I dislike it, how they've said that there will not be DPS meters. I would totally wish I had my own DPS meter. That way I can at a glance see if I'm just, am I fouling things up? Like, what's going on here? And be able to tell, like, I'm hurting in some way, shape, or form. Like, if they decide that gear condition is going to be impacting how it performs, I need to know, like, oh shoot, did I forget to repair because my DPS is looking like garbage?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I need to know what's going on. But other than that, yeah, I just need boss's health, my health, my mana if I'm using a magic class, and a whole lot of the ground so I can see if I'm standing in anything, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, tank, I need everything. Healer, I need a lot of things. DPS, I need almost nothing.
Question on UIs from Throther. WoW has raid icons you can place on people and monsters, and ground markers for fights. Are you pro or against this kind of UI element? Definitely pro.
Same.
For me.
Yeah.
I am very pro if it's not insanely in your face. Like, even with... Oh, yeah, here's open wood chip. But yeah, even with Final Fantasy XIV having some of the greatest everything when it comes to UI elements and even things like that, I think some of their raid markers are a little bit too loud and distracting, I would say. Because I'm trying to see what a boss is doing, I'm trying to see what their reaction is and how they're moving, and there's a big giant green thing in my way and making it hard for me to see exactly how the boss is moving. So I gotta look,
partially why
I can only see the
I
bigger
moved
telegraph.
over to audio add-ons for bosses for a while at one point. I liked the audio. If the boss didn't make some sort of noise that made it obvious that they're about to cast a spell, then at least that would be like a certain sound would go off and I knew what the sound was for. So I'd be like, okay, where do I gotta go? Get out of this.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, as long as they're not too annoying, then I'm all about them, to be honest. I need to be able to mark stuff.
Yeah.
I agree.
And some people are very directionally challenged, aren't they? They're like, north? Which way's that? Or left and right? There seems to be an issue sometimes. Or backwards.
Yeah.
Go to green.
Green? What's green?
Yeah.
Like people suddenly become colorblind.
Yeah.
And then
So,
there's the different shapes, so you can say the combination of the two.
Green triangle.
Yep. And everyone knows skulls
if
die
green's
first.
confusing. Yeah, exactly. If green's confusing, they can at least get the triangle right.
If
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
not
exactly,
two different
exactly.
colors of triangle, at least, yeah. But yeah. I mean, we covered a bit here. There is more to talk about if you guys feel like chatting still, but
I can go on a bit longer. I am super duper tired though, so I feel like I'm not really saying much. So it depends if you guys want to carry on. I'm just like, yeah.
I could probably chat for a while myself, but I do know that you two are sleepy. You were two terribly sleepy people before we even started, so I don't wanna drive you both to passing out on the microphone.
yeah.
I could just see we're over here just chatting, or I'm talking, and on Z's end we just hear a thump
Yeah.
as her head bounces
I
off the
know,
mic
my
and in the
head.
desk.
Yeah. I'm still sat upright, but my legs are getting, higher to my body. I'm kind of like snuggling up in my chair, so I know I
Yeah.
am tired.
There you go.
For Z, she's been up since 5. For me, I went to bed at 5. So, late night of working for me
Joy.
all night. So,
Work is
yeah.
amazing.
Love
It
it.
is.
Look
yeah,
at
me
this
too.
work.
I love it
This work
too.
is amazing.
But, yeah. Well, that being said, I start my new job in a while, 10 days-ish. So, hopefully
Almost a
they'll
year.
be better to me. So,
It sounds like it.
it just, with work, this one time, they're like, okay, it's due on Friday. And I was like, wait, what? That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
So, yeah. It happens. Less so in a good company, but it happens.
Can still be a thing.
Yeah.
But either way, let's see if we can find somebody to raid.
Ooh. All right, so here's what I've got on the
Let's
raid
see.
agenda. We've got Bustin playing New
Mhm.
World.
Mhm.
We've got,
Have you caught one of his streams yet?
no, actually.
Oh, honestly, it's hilarious. We should raid
Should we-
Weston.
Should
Yeah,
we raid him?
he's
Do a
funny.
Boston raid? Alright. We could do that. We
Alright.
could do that. Let's get 'em.
New person. For those of you that don't know, Bustin was supposed to be one of the judges for us this last weekend for the live stream, 24-hour live
However,
stream,
time the enemy of all jumped in the
Yeah.
way.
and he was unable to make it. And I have yet to meet this person, so we're gonna go raid him.
We're
New
about to
face,
meet him.
new person, to me at least. And as always, we're always on the lookout for new faces to have on our podcast. So if you're interested or know somebody that you would be interested in seeing on, give us recommendations or reach on out to us, because we love introducing you to people who we find and the kind of content that they're making. And Z just happens to be a mod that makes wonderful art.
Oh, just so you know, I've ordered some more clay, which should be coming tomorrow. So
I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
More Z posts.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for stopping by, spending your time with us. We appreciate every minute of it. Appreciate every one of you for every minute of it. We're so happy you're here. Thank you. We love you much.
Sorry I haven't been very chatty. I'm super tired. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be more entertaining next time, I promise.
You're always entertaining. Were we just talking about this? Do you give Brie a hard time and we enjoy it?
10 seconds.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
See ya.
Bye. Love you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.